Bum, 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 bum. Morning,
Hello.
Cassidy.
Good morning to you, sir.
Hey, I can turn the video on or off. I don't know if it chews up your bandwidth
I
or if you
would
don't care.
love to see your beautiful face.
All right. You can turn yours on too if you want to. Totally up to you.
Well, we can test the waters, see if the internet connection can handle it.
Whoa, look at that smile. Damn.
Boom!
Wow. So you imagined up a long time ago, you mentioned in the last Triple D call about, what did you say? Like this was one of your imaginal acts coming true? Like getting to, like you heard a podcast and imagine us chatting or something like that, right?
Well,
Or
I
what was it?
heard you spoke on a podcast, and I don't know if you included it in your podcast or it was just some other fella that just recorded something, and
All right.
you said figure out how to do that. And then that just it just sat with me. I was like, fuck, that would be cool. Um, but now it's shown up in the most lovely way where I get to sit with the man of the hour face to face.
Me too.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes. You spoke about when you're in the garden, you can have that feeling of, wow.
Yep. You know, one of the things that I really enjoy when you showed up in the group calls, I could hear your surrenders and the joy of the surrenders. And so many people are missing this thing because whenever you surrender to the, whoa, wow, cool, yum, like, and it ain't the
Mm.
words, you know that. I can hear it versus, oh, lunch, make it happen. Yes, I believe. Oh, fudge,
Fuck
man.
that.
Yeah.
I think it was in the MM course you spoke about. It's in the tonality, and
Yeah.
that's when it really hit for me. It was like you say, it ain't the words,
No.
but it's what's driving the words.
Yep. Tonality reveals it all. Like you can just hear when somebody, and then beyond and behind tonality is the silence. You know, someone who's got money issues has a lot of chatter about money. And they're probably doing affirmations and dumb shit. You know, I have all the money in the world. I have all the money in the world. Well, if you have all the money, then who's going to buy anything from you? How are you going to spend it? And it's worthless if you have it all, right? I just give them more dumb shit to run words around. And then you've got tonality. Tonality is, I'll buy it. I can do that. I mean, you can hear it. And
I
then there's the
have what I
silence.
need to
I have
invest
what I
in.
need. I've got plenty. I can get more. And you can hear it, the feeling behind it. And then there's the silent that, like anyone who understands richness, who has it, like, wow. It's like, uh-huh, without saying anything. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh
I
my
get to
God.
I get to steal you.
Yeah, do it, man.
How much fun is that?
Uh, I
So I
decided,
go
go ahead.
ahead. No, you go ahead, sir.
I'm thinking about doing a course where everybody gets their own portable disposable hot tub. And we all do group calls from the portable disposable hot tubs.
Yeah, Sir Lawrence mentioned we're gonna have a hot tub party, and you're like, bring your own fucking hot tub.
Yeah, exactly. Bring it, man. Bring your own.
I'm so curious as to the movement of you in the water. You
Yes.
mentioned that fella Ido Portal, and
Yep.
I looked into it and I watched some things, and I was like, fuck,
Yes.
you could see the wave in the movement,
Mm.
like
The
especially with that
guys.
spine.
the guy's gorgeous, and he just lets everything undulate and stretch and move. I love his. I mean, if there's any guy that's mastered his marketing, with his message being just move. Oh my God! I mean, he's my hero. You know, imagining creates reality. Pretty good, but it's 3 words, right? Feel it real. 3 words, right? Just move.
Mm.
That sums up the guy, you know. And no matter what you do, just move more, just move differently, just stretch.
You know,
Uh,
I find that so interesting as well. It's so fascinating. I was talking to a friend just before this call. I was telling her like it's so interesting this marketing of it's all about movement, getting people to move.
yep.
And I remember I commented on one of your videos. You said like social distancing, and I was like, ah, yeah, it's 2 words, keep it short. And you were like, no, 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 no. It ain't about the words. It's how fast you can move into that and get an experience of it.
Yes.
So I've been looking at these things and I find them so fascinating, but it gets the point where I need to stick the spear in the deer now.
Nice. Are you going to get into marketing? Are you marketing? Is that what you mean?
I don't know, but I find it so fascinating.
Oh,
Like when I read,
you just lit up. You're probably going to become a marketer.
that tickles me. When I
Me
read that
too.
obvious Adams, I didn't write my copyright yet. But
Wow.
watch the space. Watch the space.
Wow.
I was mulling over what I'm gonna write because you said, just release something without saying the words directly. And I actually mentioned it to my friend tonight. I was like, how many ways can you say I love you without actually saying the words?
Hmm. Here's one. There's another.
I love how you have these endless games to play. It's just endless games.
I was at war so fucking much, my friend. Oh my God. I was born 3 months early, 2 pound 4 ounces. I suspect I was hitting the abort mission button. Yeah. Growing up, if there was any desire I had, I found a way to go to war with it. Yeah, never fully bought the Catholic bullshit, but at the same time bought the Catholic bullshit. Talk about
It is
war.
and it isn't.
That's the best war. I want that, but I'm not sure. I believe that, but it could be something else. Man, that'll keep you at war with your war.
It's Mr.
And
Doubt.
somewhere along the line, I got that we came here to dance. We came here to play games that invite us to dance. Uh, or do you guys have to wear masks where you go when you go out where you live?
Yeah.
I noticed when people started putting masks on, they quit talking to each other. And yeah, you've probably, I think Anya was in your group. When Anya came over here and she went to the dog park with us one day, one of the things she discovered was nobody gets in my visual range without being verbally accosted. I will talk to you. You will smile. And when the masks came out, even people that knew me were now quiet, staring straight ahead. It was like living in Russia in the 40s, the way it looked in the movies. I wasn't in Russia in the 40s that I know of, but in the movies, it just looks, everybody's dismal. Everybody's keeping their distance. Everybody is looking at each other like you might be KGB. And it's like, fuck, man, this is not the world that I live in. I doubled down. I have people now waving at me when I drive past, like when I'm driving into the dog park. They look and they see, oh, it's the crazy guy with the crazy headdress and the bimmer. Yeah, people that were avoiding waving to each other and that I hadn't even met before the loogie, they're I watch you reach out to each other now. And it's like, oh my God, like, what happens when we start dancing again? What happens when I chose to make life, to play endless games, to invite people to dance? And then you and I get to, like, literally make love here. Not have sex, but make love. Fuck. Whoever listens, again, I don't know if you want to keep this private or public, but if you decide public, whoever fucking listens to this gets to catch the love, man.
I didn't make a decision around that.
How cool.
But I thought, how lovely would it be for us to dance here, explore here, play here, and get to share that. It's my time to literally share with the world. And I think that is something so fucking amazing. It's nice to get up on stage.
So you're an introvert too?
I feel like I have identities that are at extremes. So I can explore the one, I can explore the other. I would
Where do
say
you go to recharge? Do you go out or do you go home? Where did you just go?
within.
Yes. When you go
I
out,
was
when you go out, do you prefer massive fucking crowds or maybe a few close friends or a
the
few
latter.
Yeah, you do. You're an introvert, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Introverts love this stage because we can get up there and invite people into our world. Extroverts like to get lost in the mosh pit. Nothing wrong with that. But when you know your preferred state is to have a cuddle, to go within, to be intimate with, you opened the call with, right before I was talking with a friend. That's the intimacy of the introvert.
Wow.
When you get on stage, you invite people to the intimacy.
Oh my God. How lovely is that?
Before, go ahead.
I really want to hear what you have to say. You can go ahead.
Right before, so normally this is the hour where I stretch in the hot tub, I do a podcast, promote the shit out of it, which takes about 10 minutes. Then I do my Instas, and then I do my little Make Mistakes, Make Money, Make a Difference video for that group. But I can't do those now because it's our time. But I get out here about 15 minutes early. I get in the hot tub. This feels good. Got to do some stretching, do my Edo Portals. And it's like, I've got 7 minutes. I can make a 6-minute podcast.
Did you slide one in?
Yes, I did. Right? I didn't share it on Facebook. I couldn't get it up fast enough, but I at least got it released through Anchor, and it'll go through Spotify and Apple and so on. But here's why I mentioned that. The podcast is one of my stages. It's where I get to be intimate with roughly 1,000 people per episode on average. Wow. I can't pass up the opportunity to be intimate. This feels so good.
So I've been imagining how can I explore my body in different ways, and I've noticed I've been stretching a whole lot more.
Nice.
Oh, and it feels amazing. It does. So back to the stage. You mentioned that one of your stages that you get up on, and so I'll probably visit my interaction before this one quite often because it was so lovely. I mean, I haven't seen her in years, and she hits me up, like, hey, dude, what's going on? And we go out, we have a coffee together, and then I start speaking from the place of knowing. Um, and I got to see how I could light her up. And she's like, dude, I love how passionate you are about what you're speaking about. And loving teacher really got to show up tonight. Loving teacher and loving friend. And
Nice.
I enjoyed it. It gets me fired up. It gets me fired up. And I told her, before I was the parrot. Yeah, this bumper sticker that, this is the way it is. And now when it came to the time of DDD, I was like, fuck, dude, it's time for you to do it for you now. And like you speak about drawing the line in the sand, I went and I drew the line in the sand and I said, hearing the word is not good enough. I had to
Yes.
be a doer. And I dove right in to this course. I knew there was something lovely. I don't know what it is, but I knew that if I dove in and, like you said, share more of yourself than you usually do, and that's where I got to see the dance of me, experience the dance of me.
Yes.
Now I feel like I have something of value to share to people
Yes.
because I can share with them my experience, not just what somebody else is saying. Yes, it may be true, but look, I've gone and done it now. This is what I've done. So I'm very grateful for what you and Victoria have been doing or doing here because it's just empowered me,
I love that you
empowered
chose.
me.
I love that you. No, no, no. You empowered you, right? You took what we offer and ran with it, right? Let's me. Let's
I'm
be
sure you
clear
know
on
what I
that.
mean.
I know exactly what you mean. But here's my thing. Somebody else listening will go, I've got to do DDD, and I hope they do. But I want them to do DDD knowing that they're the ones that they're. You mentioned that you chose to give yourself freedom in DDD. You didn't just take the fucking course. You chose to post and play more.
Mm.
So a lot of people took
So
the course. Some never posted once. Fuck, man.
I knew before I started the course that you're taking the words out of my mouth right now because when I started the course, I uh, I said to myself, DDD is not going to do it for me. It ain't.
Yes, yes.
DDD, I can't make DDD the false god. Yes, it's the tools, but I got to use them. And I wanted to actually speak to you about that, but I love how everything is just showing up in the most lovely way now. It
Yes.
is. Let it flow. Let it goddamn flow.
DDD to me is like a BMW. You don't need
Oh,
one.
yeah.
You could have a Volkswagen, you could have a bicycle, you could have a red wagon. I had a red wagon when I was little. But to me, DDD is a BMW. Lovely option. But you pick the road trip. And if you're going to go, and if you're going to put petrol in the car or the wagon or whatever, how lovely. I love that you, and here's one of mine. Ready? Instead of choosing to be a hearer of the word, you chose to be a singer of your song.
I actually sang tonight. I
Oh,
had this
whoa.
I had this feeling come over me. We were strolling in the mall, having a chat, and the mall was empty. And you could just hear the voice reverberate over the empty shop windows. Oh
Nice.
my God. And then she was blown away. Like I never had the confidence in myself, but I just felt to do it and I did it and it gave to her. When we explore us and we give to us, it gives to others.
So you stretched right in front of her, and that invites her to stretch. right in front of you, which invites you to stretch right in front of her, which invites her to stretch.
Mhm. It's so lovely when they accept the invitation. And I see the way to send the invitation is to send it with a gift.
Yes. I made up a pickup artist program years ago because I wanted guys to be able to meet girls honestly. Talk about a piece of marketing, right? That's marketing. So I made a pickup artist program, you know, how to pick up girls honestly. And it went like this. Be honestly curious about them to the point where you can ask them a genuine question and give them a genuine compliment.
Mm.
That's it. Go forth, meet women, right?
Wow.
Wow. Unfortunately, everybody wants to complicate it up and use games and anchoring and negging and long manipulative stories and peacocking and all that dumb shit, instead of like honestly getting curious enough about her that you can't help but ask a genuine question and give a genuine compliment.
The words genuine takes me to this other marketer. What is his name? Seth. Do you know Seth? Seth Godin.
And I love Seth Godin. He's bald. I was going to say he's bald too, but I'm not bald right now.
He is amazing. I was watching some videos of him, and I wondered, like, how much of an impact has Seth had on you, or vice versa?
I love Seth. Seth is, there are two people that are responsible for me being a content marketer the way I am. One is that crazy guy that drives a donkey. What's his name?
What?
I can see it. He almost died this past year. It'll pop in. He's got a beard. Dan Kennedy, right? Dan Kennedy is the quintessential copywriter, and his way of writing copy woke me up to being a content creator as well as a information marketer, selling information. The other one was Seth Godin, and what I truly love about Seth is he's got this childhood innocence that can show up at any time. Sometimes he loses it, but when he has it, it's so delightful. And he really is curious. Like, he's the one that actually shared the full story of Icarus the first time I heard it. Because the full story of Icarus isn't about flying too high, it's about flying too high or too low. If you fly where you are, where you get to fly, you won't be forcing yourself to strain and go higher, and you won't be catching your ass on the pine trees as you're struggling along, smashing into shit. What a message. I think one of the things that I absolutely adore about Seth is, and this is another reason why I tell people to content market, not only does Google love it, but Seth, I found Seth by reading his free shit. And so Seth had like 1,000 pieces or more of free shit at the time. And then Seth said, hey, I'm going to sell 500 pieces of my free shit in one PDF so you can read it anywhere, and it's going to be $20. And I said, fine, I'll buy it, right? I'm sold, right? I can read it anywhere. I don't need an internet connection, right? I can print it out. PDF is cool. So I bought the PDF. 6 months later, he comes out and he says, remember that PDF of all my free shit? It's sold really well. I'm going to turn it into a physical book. So I went to Barnes & Noble and I bought the physical book for like $30, right? So here I am. I've spent $50 on free shit that I've already read because it's that fucking good. And if you're really sharing you, and you get Seth really shares himself, let's talk about marketing. And when I think about marketing, I notice that most people don't treat it like going to a market. I go to the outdoor market. And when I'm at the outdoor market, I notice some people try to sell stuff and other people know that I'm people too. I'm Seth Godin. And that's him. He's so fucking curious about how do I take this market experience and put it into my marketing instead of how do I write to sell shit?
Mm. You know, when I listened to his stuff, I thought, oh my God, this is exactly what you are doing. You know, he speaks about having a job is so 80s. It's like the factory worker.
Nice.
It's like the factory worker, you clock in, you clock out. And he also mentioned is like get 30 people together who don't know they need to be together and create that exclusivity. I think that's what it was. And I was like, fuck, that's exactly how DDD is set up. It's like, here's these people coming together to play who don't know that they needed to meet each other and play with each other. That's
And
exactly
you
how it
see
was.
what's happened, especially in every DDD, it happens differently. In yours, we've got this group that's collectively, every one of them has individually purchased Manifesting to the Max, and they're going through Manifesting to the Max as a little subgroup in their DDD group.
Mm,
Wow. And they're discovering all the correlations. Oh my God. They're exploring where Triple D came from, and they're meeting up physically. And when one of them can't, quote unquote, make it because they're in their own part of the world, they're actually like bringing them in through a Facebook or a Zoom thing or something. I don't know how they're doing it,
but
but
they
these
doing
real,
it.
but they're doing it. These real friendships are happening. It's fascinating to me because part of the intention behind DDD was family. Like with manifestingmasterycourse.com, crass commercial. You and I became friends, genuine friends. You sent an update, I'd write you back. You'd write a week later, I'd go, there's my buddy. I'd write him back.
Oh,
You and I became friends there. We became family in Triple D.
there's a wish.
Yeah.
You spoke you spoke about it. It's like this is where friends become family.
Yep.
It reminds me of that Toy Story song. You got a friend in me.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, in Triple D, I'm willing to bet if you said, hey, I'm going to bumfuck Kentucky or Holland or something, and if there's one of the Triple D people in bumfuck Kentucky or Holland, where do you think you're going to sleep? My guess is they'll probably invite you to sleep on their couch, spare bedroom, their bed, somewhere, because that's what happens.
Hmm.
You know, I'd let you take care of the puppies.
Oh,
If we had to roll and couldn't take the puppies and you were local meaning you flew in, you're on holiday or something, I'd say, Cassidy, hey, listen, man, can you stop by and feed the dogs for a couple of days?
you know what? I was thinking about how you speak about Emmett being a terrorist. I was like, no, 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 no. Not with me.
Yes.
Not with me.
You both are fuzzy. That'd be good. He really is. He's a sweetheart. But he puts on this rough show. And it's cool because I get that he definitely would jump up on your lap in a heartbeat.
Are you talking about me or Emmett?
Yes. Oh, God, this feels so good, my friend. And you're comfortable sharing the silence in this space. And not only comfortable with it, you actually, whatever you do, if you podcast, if you make videos, if you write, allow that space and allow that silence that we both are to show up in it. I've seen it in your photos, I've read it in your writing, I've heard it in your voice. There's an art form to learning how to do that on quote-unquote demand. In other words, oh my God, in 7 minutes I'm going to be on the call with you so I can do a 6-minute podcast. It's not rushed, it's pretty energetic, and you can still feel the space silence that permeates it, even though I'm pretty much going full on. Always let that, always honor that. What people seem to really want to discover is that they're the space, they're the silence, they're the spark behind the eyes.
18-inch adventures all day long.
All day long. Did you see the post I mentioned, where I mentioned the rag and bone man?
Yep. There was multiple times though, not just
Cool.
One.
So this would be in the past 36 hours. In your Triple D, and Taya mentioned about singing. And I mentioned, check out the Rag and Bone Man live. He does it in the official video. He can't help it, but it's really obvious in the live videos. You can watch him go head, heart, belly, heart, 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 head, heart, belly. Just belly would have him just be silent. That's fine. That's lovely. I used to take the stage. I was at this seminar. You'll love this. This guy was doing some bullshit nonverbal hypnosis tricks. I put out the first big video on that I put out in 2000. So I know this arena quite well. And so there was this guy, he's teaching this course, and he's basically claiming to be doing one thing while he's basically just doing mass hypnosis. So I thought this will be fun. So I noticed how they selected their volunteers, and I positioned myself to become a volunteer. Sure enough, the little girl on the stage, and when I say little girl, one of the advanced practitioners, she goes, "How about you?" And I was like, "Me?" She goes, "Yeah, me. Or you?" I said, "Cool," right? So I go up on stage, and you've seen that video for the handshake induction. That's where my adventure with hypnosis began and ended. So I get up there, and she looks at my name tag as I reach my hand toward her. And the next thing you know, she's gone. Right? I've dropped her into a cataleptic trance. She's standing there with her arm out in front of her, just doing that rocky motion back and forth. And I just stood up on that stage for about 2 minutes before they got me off. And I just loved the people. I didn't say a damn thing. I just loved everyone. Because they'd come to this thing for quote-unquote spiritual healing, and the guy was just using trance inductions to make more money off of them. I'm not a fan of that at all. You know, my buddy Mark said, "You got to check this guy out. Let me know what you think." So I went to check him out, and this is what I thought, right? So I do what I do till they thank me for being there and get me off the fucking stage. And I can tell you, on the next, there was like a day and a half left. For the next day and a half, anytime I was on break, I had people coming up and just hugging me. It was so lovely. And it wasn't because, quote unquote, I did something to them. It's that they came here to experience real transformation. And real transformation comes from love. And love comes from not manipulating, but it comes from that genuine curiosity, that genuine love. And, oh God, what a goody memory.
I get there's a solidness there, yet tender.
Totally.
That's how I view seeming others now.
Tell me more. Tell me
Compassion.
more.
There's this
Yes.
compassion and love for strangers. It's so different to just feel that way to people I don't even know
Yet.
yet. Feel free to use the yet tag.
Yep.
Your compound is so gorgeous. I saw some recent pics of the garden.
Wow.
Amazing.
I shared on Facebook the other day memories that said, hey, you added 32 photos or something to this album. So I shared this album, and that was like 4 years ago. But it shared like about a year and a half's worth of photos. And Victoria and I sat on the inside outside last night and just scrolled through them. And of course, the close-ups all look the same. It's a close-up of a flower with an ant with some blurry background, which is cool. But the occasional one that gave us the context, where we got to see, oh my God, that was the year you built that flower bed or that garden bed. Oh my God, look at that. That's whenever the tump in the middle of the garden, basically it's a big mound of dirt, was a shithole. Oh my God, look at that. And then we just look at what it is today, and it's like, oh my God, 6 years of a little bit of play, a little bit of play, a little bit of play, a little bit of play. And it's like 6 years later.
Fascinating.
Oh, yes, go on.
It's fascinating where a little bit of play each day gets you in 6 years.
Yes.
You know, I even noticed the changes in my body. Like, I used to be one for working out and things, but now I'll do like maybe 12 push-ups, but 12 really slow push-ups, slow down, slow up, and just really feel the engagement into each muscle. And doing just 12 each day. Wow.
Yes.
Wow. How it just builds on one another. And I can really tie that in with imagination. Not doing something to make something happen, but just to play every day and have the experience now.
When I
That's
do
a
something
different
like
game.
when I do something like a push-up, I'm always scanning for what else can I involve? And often it'll come down to my ass cheeks are not turned on, so I'll turn them on. Oh, they're too turned on. Let me relax them a little tiny bit. Ooh, I just found some muscles. I didn't even know I had muscles there.
Mm-hmm.
Make a note. Look up what the fuck those muscles are. Just for fun. Because 54 years old, and I didn't know I had muscles that do that. I got to find out what they are. I'm infinitely curious.
So how do you move? And I'm referring to like, do you still practice martial arts now?
Every day. It's pretty rare that I do like a form kind of thing. I'll do components from a form. It's like when I'll go with Kung Fu as an example. Generally in Kung Fu, you learn forms. And you learn forms so that a form is a group of movements. You learn the movements so that you can discover the mechanics. Once you discover the mechanics, some people say throw away the movements, throw away the forms. Bruce Lee was well known for that. The longer I stick around, the more I realize so you learn the movements to discover the mechanics. Once you discover the mechanics, now go explore the movements with them. Now, while doing the movements, discover what other mechanics you're missing or haven't discovered yet.
Wow.
In America, they've got this ice cream joint called Cold Stone Bakery, I believe, or Cold Stone Creamery. And when you walk in, they've got, like, let's make it up as we go along, 6 basic flavors of ice cream, like chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, something like that. And then they have like 42 different things that you can add to your ice cream. So you can say, give me 4 scoops of vanilla, toss in some cherries, some of those pecans, the salted ones. Oh, you've got M&Ms. Put in 7 red M&Ms. And suddenly you've got your own fucking ice cream, right? Totally made for you. And to me, that's what movement is like. We all have 2 arms and 2 legs, pretty much, a head, some shoulders, ass cheeks. Now what? What can I do to play with all these and explore the shit that I've managed to miss for 5 decades? Oh my God. That's movement.
I'm sure once I listen back to this call, there's going to be so many goodies that's going to show up.
I'm half tempted, if you decide public, I'm half tempted to transcribe this one. I've transcribed them and I've not transcribed them. But you and I are covering some very cool terrain. I might even, if you go private, I just might transcribe it for me and you. We're doing some goody shit here. You're a lovely dance partner. Do you know that?
Wow, I just felt that I didn't want to accept that status or that compliment. How
Nice.
many times can I do that? But I'll own it. Thank you. Thank you. I'm enjoying the dance now. I really am. You know, filled with so much excitement and anticipation because you equipped me with the tools. And now I get to build on that structure, build on that foundation.
Boom.
Boom. You know, I love how I think it was Tommy in one of your other DDDs. He said, "Boom is his new amen."
Nice.
I was, that for me, like, what drives the boom is something so lovely. The boom can mean so many things for me.
It really is what love really is what drives the boom. The real boom.
You're quite the tour guide.
Thanks, buddy. I'm the tour guide that gets everybody off the bus at the most weird time and has them on their bellies looking at shit that they normally wouldn't. And then the owner of the company comes by and it's like, what the hell are you doing? So I'm showing them the good shit.
How does that make you feel?
I don't know any better game than the game of knowing, the game of noticing and the game of loving, which seems to be, when you put them together, becomes curiosity. There's a Neville quote somewhere that basically has to go something like, God, being infinite in potential to be infinite in actuality, had to forget who and what he was. Now that's my paraphrasing of it. But when we forget who and what we are, God having the adventure of a lifetime, then we get to discover that we're God having the adventure of a lifetime in the moment.
What a story.
Oh my God, there's nothing better than I mean, you find something better, you let me know, right?
Never to forget what you are. I think about the expansion and the contraction.
Yes.
Contracting into this form. But then we get to stretch.
Yes.
And expand once again. And contract again. I really love the movement, watching the movement of the fascia.
Oh, is it poetic?
Sure. I think I shared what I got from that. Was like, there's no way you can know the how. How the fascia moved was, I don't even know how to explain it. But it just made these new connections in so many different ways, and I thought, like, fuck, that's exactly what we are doing.
So exploring the fascia leads to new connections, which lead to new lubrications, which lead to new connections, which lead to new lubrications.
Locations.
How fun is this? You want some super secret homework?
You can whisper it.
Probably not. So I've got this little orange ball, and the little orange ball goes under my foot while I'm making the coffee. And I play with this little orange ball under my foot. At first, it started as a way to just loosen up the fascia of the foot. Yeah, back and forth 10, 15, 20 times, and then do the other foot. And you know how long that lasted, right? Like, not long at all. Because that was just going through the motions. That was just seeing how many push-ups I could do. So the first year I was here, I decided I was going to get to the point where I could do 100 straight push-ups. And so I got to the point where I could do 100 straight push-ups. Then I decided, all right, it's time for me to learn how to do 10. And you get it, right? So I started with the little orange ball under my foot, going back and forth to loosen everything up, which is a damn good idea. It's a soft ball. It's not a hard ball like a cue ball. And it's not a soft ball like a sponge ball. It's sort of in between, like a tennis ball. And so now I put the ball under the foot and I do all sorts of wiggly things with my hip and back and forth and side to side. It's when Jerry Amica came here the second time and he brought his family, and Watts was here. Watts is the one who scribbled on the chalkboard. When they were here, I noticed out of everybody here, Watts and Emmett moved the most goofiest. And I decided, I'm going to emulate these two. Because they're the two having, Bruce had a lot of fun. He just kept chasing the ball. But Watts and Emmett were the ones with the goofiest gaits and the goofiest movements. Jerry was close. but in the end, it's like, these two are my heroes today.
Can you do Jerry just one more time? I enjoy that. How you do how Jerry, how he processes.
Probably not now.
I love how you said you won't whisper because you get to be loud.
Yes.
And I was asking myself about this loving loud.
Yes.
And that's what you're doing.
Yes.
You get to love loud. loudly.
Uh, the world's starving for it. We've got Bunnings Karen here. Bunnings is this big home supply thing, like a Home Depot kind of thing. I don't know what you have where you live, but we have Bunnings. It's like the Walmart of places where you can buy do-it-yourself home shit. And then we have Karen. And Karen's decided that she's not going to wear a mask, even though you're supposed to. So Karen films herself going to Bunnings, and Bunnings saying, "You can't come in here." And so she starts off on the thing of the tinfoil hats, the elite, the control, that there's no such thing. And she just goes on and on and on. And whether she's right or wrong, I really don't care. But I find she's loud, but she's like an empty gong. It's just a badly tuned, empty gong show. And then I noticed that there's so many lovely people. They understand the belly. Yeah, the belly's beautiful. But when we rise from the belly up into the heart, up into the head, then we can speak it. And speaking it just might be when I walk into the Kohl's shopping plaza and go, boom! And a whole bunch of heads snap. And then I start addressing people loudly by name. Good morning, Kathy. Dane, 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 Madrid. Boom.
Chicken man!
Chicken man. That's right. And suddenly, the whole place becomes a lot more juiced. And it's not just because I'm loud. It's because it's the love expressed loudly. There came a time where I was going to the shops every single day. And then there came a time where we rearranged things and I was going like 3 times a week. And then sometimes 2 times a week. And I show up and Kathy at the health food store says, "You okay?" And I says, "Yeah, you?" She goes, "I want you to know we miss you." What the fuck am I supposed to do with that? I'm just the guy that's loudly loving. Holy shit. That's the incident that has me go to my car and weep. Because I want more loud love in the world.
It takes me to a question of Seth. Will they miss you when you're gone?
Oh. So here's an imaginal act for you. Ready? If you decide to get into email marketing, I've got one guy in India and one guy in the Philippines currently. And if I forget to send the daily email, they both email me. Nazam will email me and say, "I'm so sorry to bother you, sir, but your email didn't make it to my inbox this day. Will you resend it to me?" And I go, "Fuck, I didn't send it." Same with the other fella. His name begins with an H. Yeah. For some reason, my email program has, Jesus, fuck. Will they miss you? Yes. Whenever this is how you know that they know that you care. They care enough to you to humbly write you and apologize for bothering you because you forgot to feed them. Shit. That's lovely. You find your message and you put it into your market, quote unquote. You find your family and you feed them the meals only you can cook. And they'll be saying, "Hey, I'm hungry." And of course, if you do it right, the meals you cook are teaching them how to feed themselves. And yet they'll still come back for more because you're always coming up with something new. Try this. I added lime juice to this one. I'm going to have to go to the dog park in a few moments. I have so treasured this time with you. Let me know what you want to do with the call. and be the blessing of you.
Of course, I would love to share this. I wondered who was going to show up on the call today. And
So you want me to take it public? Yes.
yes, sir.
Look at this.
I saw Brucey boy.
Hey, Bruce. Emmett. I told you it was dog park time. So what can I imagine lovingly for you today?
For me, that Cassidy is using the tools in the most lovely way for himself, learning how to shine his light as bright as he can. Imagine that he's sending out invitations with gifts to others, inviting them to do the same.
Wow. Easy peasy pumpkin pie. With lots of whipped cream.
Ooh. Pecan pie with whipped cream.
Oh, baby. Now we're talking.
Oh, hit the spot.
I might look for some of that today at the shops. That'd be fun. All right.
Pecan pie.
Boom.
Wow.
Have a lovely day, my friend.
It's been an absolute pleasure to sit with you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Same here. See ya.
Bye.